Our system is built where we go to the line of scrimmage constantly with 2 or 3 plays. And through code words or different hand signals or whatever, we're changing all the time. So I think in my opinion, it's one of the better things that we do. And the way that we game plan, I think our coaches do a great job of putting us in position to try and get into the best possible play for down and distance in the defense we're going against.
So because you generally have 2 or 3 plays when you go to the line, just kind of like you just said, so there's never been a situation where a play came in and you said, I don't like that, I'm going to do something else? Or...
There are certain things that come up where we say, if we've got something called, even though we have a can or whatever coming up, we've talked about a look during during the week we want to get to a certain play. That comes up probably less frequently than those other cans that I talked about, but that comes up every once in a while.
Matt, the other day I saw you guys working on some of those combination routes down there in the red zone and stuff like that. I know you work on those kind of things all the time, but is there more emphasis on working on those kind of plays and stuff? And are you guys taking initiative, or is it something on the practice sheet? Is it something that you guys are just saying, hey, we got to work on this?
All of the above. I think there's definitely a point of emphasis for us to continue to get good work in the red area, to try and be more productive, score more touchdowns than we did last year. I think there's an urgency from the players of getting the extra work that we need to try and be more productive in that. We always talk about what we emphasize. And so as an organization, that's been something that we've emphasized, and we'll expect to see better results there.
Right, and I know you talked about this the other day, and I wasn't here, but how do you say things are progressing there? And what did you see today? You got Ridley at the end of practice, right?
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's consistency. It's every day going out there and, working on the different looks that we might get, how we want to treat those certain looks, where ball position is going to be, height, all of those different things, landmarks on the field. It just doesn't happen overnight, and that's, the best part of this time of the year is that you have that narrow focus each day of what you want to accomplish, what you want to focus on without a game, that you have to game plan for. And so we're trying to get the fundamentals just right, the basics down just right, so as they come up throughout the year, we're ready to go. But not only Calvin, Julio, Mo, Austin Hooper, all of our guys, Hardy, Marvin, every day those guys are getting work in those situations, and I think it's going to pay off for us.
It's always tricky how much starters play in the preseason. How much do you want to be on the field just to see what works in the offense and what doesn't?
Yeah, that's up to Dan. That's kind of his decision to see, what they need to see from other positions, what they need to see from guys, how much we need. As a player, when I suit up, I like to play. Whatever he tells us we'll do, but, I like to get those reps underneath my belt.
Matt, on the other side of the barrier here, we use the term a window. This is a window for the Falcons, which kind of hints at a little bit of urgency for this team to do it better sooner than later. What is, on this side of the barrier, what are you guys looking at in those terms?
Well, I think from a player's perspective, the window is always 1 year. It's this team that we have right now. How good can we be? And I think that's something that you learn the longer you play, that the sense of urgency, how quickly it goes by. 10 years go by in a blink, and so that sense of urgency has to be there. And I think Dan does as good a job of anybody of keying young guys in to how much they're needed to help us be productive. And he's as good as anybody at developing those young guys as quickly as possible. And so, I don't worry so much about the window that you talk about, whether it's 3 years, 2 years, whatever that is. To me, we've got 7 months, 6 months to be the absolute best football team that we can be. And during that window, we need to be as productive and all in as we can possibly be.
Now that holds as well for a player who's over 30.
Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah.
But it's the same approach for
Yeah, absolutely.
33-year-old guys as it is for a rookie.
I'm not 23. I don't have as many years in front of me as I did at 23. I feel like I still have a lot, and I feel really good. But there's definitely a sense of urgency, that comes, one, with age, but two, with experience. But like I said, I think, Dan is as good as anybody I've been around of stressing to those young guys that the window's now. You know, they've got to be ready to play, week one, and they're going to be a critical part of why we're successful as an organization. And that's, the emphasis that we try and give as veteran players too, is that they're going to lead to our production as an offense. They're going to lead to our production as a team, and we need to get them right this time of the year.
At the beginning of practice, you guys were working solely with the running backs. Coach Quinn has said that he wants to utilize them because the playmakers they are. How have you seen them evolve as receivers for you?
They're both really good receivers. I mean, they've showcased that, during their careers, that they can catch the ball out of the backfield and be explosive. I think they're continuing to get better. They work on it all the time. They've got a better understanding of route concepts and how things work, understanding how to beat man-to-man coverage, getting their feet underneath them to be able to break defenders off. They naturally do it well, but they work at it too. They work really hard at it. I think they're better than they've ever been, and I think both those guys are going to have great years for us.